Being my first one, I have absolutely no idea. I know that I'm gonna have to fish a little bit different than I normally would, because normally uh, I would try to catch just 5 a day. I'm just trying to catch my 5 biggest fish a day. But in this deal, I mean, 101 pounders can go a long ways. So for me, I'm just gonna try to figure out how I can catch the most fish, and then just run from there, you know. And then if I can figure out how to get the bigger ones to bite, then I'll move to that later.
So, talk a little bit about baits. You know, going in tomorrow, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what the water's going to be like or what your surroundings are going to be like. Do you have a go-to bait, or do you have a strategy on what you're going to throw?
Uh, I'm gonna start probably with a square bill crankbait. I mean, that's gonna be my deal. Something that I can cover water with. You know, a spinner bait, a chatter bait, something, possibly top water. You know, just anything I can cover water, try to find some active fish, and at least get it in an area that I think looks good.
Awesome. Now, real quick, let's talk about the structure of MLF. You know, unlike a lot of the other tournaments that you fish, you're going to know what the guys are catching, when they're catching them. What
Yep.
kind of factors is that going to play in your head?
Biggest thing is I'm just gonna try to use it to my advantage. I mean, that way I know that if I'm not on the right deal, I need to switch up. You know, if nobody's catching them, then everyone's kind of still in search mode. But if there's 1, 2, 3 guys that are really catching them, I know that there's something out there that I need to go figure out, and that I'm not obviously doing the right thing, or I'm one of the guys that is catching them. You know, and I know that I need to just stick with that and try to keep moving ahead of the rest of the pack.
So, one last question for you. What's the first thing that you're going to be looking for when you arrive to the body of water that you're going to be fishing in the morning?
I'm going to be looking at my mapping. You know, when we get that 15-minute ride around, I'm going to try to use that to my advantage. I'm going to look at the mapping, look at the contours of the lake, the river, whatever we're on. It could be a farm pond for all I know, and it might not have contours. But I'm going to try to just, you know, figure out an area that I can dissect, right? A place where the fish live, and then I can figure out if they're on the bank, if they're off the bank, you know, and if it's clear water, muddy water, all that. But biggest thing is just getting in an area where they live.